Welcome everyone to Old Roommates. Today on the show, we revisit two iconic videos from Eurythmics. Sweet Dreams and Here Comes the Rain Again. So, talk to us like lovers do and get ready. The revisit is about to begin.
Welcome, everyone, to Old Roommates, the only podcast that revisits pop culture through a middle-aged lens. This is Christina.
And this is Brian.
And we are starting off this year, well, I guess it's our second episode of the year. We're sort of starting off this year with, it's our first music videos of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
With the Eurythmics.
Actually, Christina.
Oh, no.
It's just Eurythmics.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean? I just told you.
I'll do some research on it later. Oh! But yes, so Eurythmics, yes. Brian, tell me, we will start this episode as we usually do. What is your history with Eurythmics?
Yeah, I might have a little glisten in my eye because I'm so happy to talk about Eurythmics. Because
the way you make it sound, it makes it sound like a urinary tract infection.
Because I really do love them.
Yes.
I love them. Now, what's funny is I didn't start off loving them. In fact, I was really afraid of Annie Lennox.
I can see it.
And the thing is, so Sweet Dreams, for example, we're in the past. So this is January 21st, actually, 1983. This is almost 41 years old,
Isn't
this
that
song.
interesting?
Yeah. And the thing is like, she scared me. Mm-hmm. The short, like, really red hair, her like stare, her angular features, or the androgyny of it all. Mm-hmm. Like, when you're 11...
She didn't really smile that much.
No.
She always had a very serious...
She was very serious. She still kind of is pretty serious. But I was really, like, not a Fast fan. But when they got more and more radio play, like, say, Who's That Girl? Mm-hmm. Love is a Stranger, There Must Be an Angel. Like, There Must Be an Angel, I remember loving that song when I was young. And Who's That Girl? And I really loved later on Love is a Stranger. Mm-hmm. And so, love Eurythmics, but back then, Annie Lennox did jolt me.
Interesting.
Yeah. How about you, Chris?
Thank you for finally asking.
Yeah. So we're talking just sort of generally right now about
Yes, just generally,
yeah,
of course,
were you a Eurythmics fan?
It's funny. I wouldn't consider myself a fan.
Okay.
I liked them. If I heard the songs on the radio, I would listen to them. I didn't know much about them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they were sort of, they were sort of neutral in my life, to be honest.
Wow, I find them to be so not neutral,
back then, in terms of my music tastes.
What were your musical tastes back then?
Well, like in the 80s.
Like more headbangery?
Yeah, I mean more,
hair
bands and things like that. I did appreciate them. I felt that they were very smart. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like they were kind of like the intelligent choice for music.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I liked it. And I don't know if I was intimidated. I kind of appreciated it. I appreciated her look and all that. But, so very kind of neutral which is, again, kind of different just because they are so different.
That's funny. I feel like, I don't think I've ever heard you say you were neutral on a musical act in all these years. So we're going to start off with Sweet Dreams. A little bit of context here. 1.18 billion plays on Spotify. This was a top 10 hit in over 20 countries, and it would go on. The video did win for this, but it won for Best New Artist Video at the MTV Video Music Awards, which, quite frankly, I'm kind of shocked they even existed then. I don't know why I found them to be... I thought they were a later creation. Yeah. But I guess now with the Moon Man and all that. They won...
Nina Blackwood and, like, all the originals.
Well... No, but the Video Music Awards, like MTV, It only been around for a couple years, right?
When did MTV start?
Oh, don't do this to me. I hate when you do that.
I was just curious.
But anyway, all that to say, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, which allegedly, found this in my research, it is, which I find this to be a little, I think it's a cute anecdote.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe people are that stupid. But the number of people, when this song was popular, that thought she was saying Sweet Dreams Are Made of Cheese.
What?
That was in my research. That is one of the most misheard. What? It's in the song title. It's parenthetical.
Very strange.
Why would that? The video's weird for sure, and there's a lot of cows.
There's no cheese.
There's no cheese, but there are cows.
There are cows.
I have never thought she said sweet dreams are made of cheese. Come on. That's ridiculous. And if you are out there...
That is so ridiculous.
And please, if you are out there and you honestly thought she said... I was 11 and I knew better, okay?
I'm literally laughing at you if you thought it said cheese.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually sorry. I was 10, technically.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I turned 11 the next month. But, kind of weird. But let's dive in to the video.
Yes, the video.
Sweet Dreams Are Made of This.
Yes.
Christina, when did you rewatch it?
I rewatched it yesterday.
Okay.
So, I usually wait to the last minute for the videos. Just because it takes such a short amount of time. In fact, I will mention, if you are listening here, and of course, if you're driving, don't do this. But if you're listening to this podcast and you haven't seen these videos in a while, just stop us now, pause, we'll wait for you. And just take a little gander. It's like, 4 minutes?
Oh my God.
4 minutes each video.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just rewatch. That's one of the reasons why I love doing the revisits of the music videos. Yeah. It is so easy. And you can watch it several times, which I think you usually do.
Yeah, I do. And it does. And what's cool about a video is it's such I feel like a lost art form.
Yes.
Because it has the power to bring you right in and out in 4 minutes.
Absolutely.
So even though there's short amount of time, but it's really that chance for the artist to say, this is kind of what I'm about or what's kind of on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, we talked about this a lot over the course of this podcast where, I always give big credit to stories.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays, I think music videos are mostly done to show the face... because it's just so competitive right now. There's so many musical artists that it's
Mariah Carey
get the face
springs
out there.
To mind.
I know. That's another reason that we have. But
if you have a chance to just pause this and
great note.
watch them quickly and then come back, so you can sort of mentally join in on the conversation.
Totally.
I think it would be worth it.
Yep.
Anyway, so I watched it yesterday, and I watched both of them yesterday. Did you watch Sweet Dreams first?
I did.
I did too. I know every single episode I'm like, we should talk about what we're going to watch
first. Yeah.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I think it's helpful. Anyway, but my first impression was I remembered a lot of it, but I didn't remember a lot of it.
Okay.
I remembered her being so stern and the, kind of like that gavel and her look. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, she is a stunning woman.
My first note.
Yes, that's mine too. She's so beautiful. That's what I wrote. She is absolutely beautiful. And what I love is she has that short hair. She's not hiding behind anything.
Yeah.
She has makeup on, a lot of makeup on. But she is absolutely stunning. She has the most beautiful features. And I could see you feeling intimidated by her as a child. But today, looking at her, I'm like, she doesn't seem intimidating at all.
Not at all.
Right?
Yeah.
She seems powerful. She seems beautiful.
She had, so really quick, we have this very same note. This is awesome. She looks so cool. That red short hair is so cool. She is fascinating to, stare
yes.
at. She is so beautiful. And tough. And I will say, so in a little bit of the research that she had cut her hair and dyed it. She wanted to look masculine because this was her and David, and she wanted to wear a suit. She wanted to look as powerful as David, and they're sort of big. I don't want to say debut, but they're sort of their big song.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't want. Yeah. Yes, I get it, and she
succeeded
for sure.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. And my first impression of it was this video is so well done.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever was producing this video paid so much attention to details, and I felt like they worked really hard to make it a beautiful video. I appreciated the effort.
Anything in particular?
I mean, all of it. So it's funny about it is it's just such a random, like, obviously it's a dream, right? It's supposed to be a dream.
Spoiler.
Which you don't notice. You don't know this at the beginning.
Right.
So you're just watching it and you're like, what is going on? This is so random. And then at the end, she wakes up and you're like, oh, geez, I'm stupid. It's dreams. It's sweet dreams. And she's sleeping. But everything was well shot. There wasn't one thing that stood out as like, oh, this was the beautiful part. Everything sort of worked together.
Yeah.
And I also appreciated the fact that I think one of the reasons why I was captivated by her is because she's not on the screen that much. I feel like she's on it just enough where, like, you see her face and she's singing and you're just staring at her and then she's gone. I'm like,
yeah.
I wanted to look at her more.
Yeah.
And then she comes back for the same amount of time.
Well, it's obviously, and you know that, it's her in that wig, that awful wig, when they're playing the cellos. My thing was, and again, like I said, the video sort of scared me when I was young. And now, I'm speaking very anachronistically, but it's like, it kind of feels like a video that, like, Family Guy would make. Yeah, let's throw in some cows here, and let's have them playing cellos, and let's put her in a wig and a weird eyes. Like, it's kind of like that. It's it's so 80s in some really great ways. And yet I still felt like it's, you have the field, you have the instruments, the cows, the cellos, the wigs, and it's like, all right. I mean, I almost, and of course, I almost wished it was more her and this strong character. And I don't know, I felt like it was kind of like, it could have, you can't change the past, but it could have been even stronger, because I think in this moment, like, you're watching this going, oh, it's so 80s because it's the 80s,
right?
But I remember the video being much edgier through my mind, and through my middle-aged lens. I'm like, this is quintessential 80s. I'm enjoying myself. But
it wasn't intimidating.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
No, I have a much newfound respect for this video. But the more I listen to because now I'm super familiar with the song to revisit, because I haven't seen the video in decades, and that when you hear the song, over and over, and you can recite it by heart, that it's like, oh, I kind of wish now, through my middle-aged lens, it had been about a little bit more.
Well, yes, and I'm a big fan of that too, right?
Yeah.
I agree with that part, but I did feel like the video, this is sort of a negative in a way, that the video is so interesting that it makes the song seem monotonous. Did you feel that at all? Or you have the opposite?
I have that note about the next video.
Interesting. Oh my gosh.
I have that very... Yeah.
Wowza. That's really, really funny.
Yeah. I love these episodes.
I know.
And I just wrote, is this a sweet dream or just a weird one?
Right.
Like, I just, and I think it's that
It was definitely
funny...
not a sweet dream.
No, not at all. And I just wrote the best parts are her, and I underlined her. Like, she's just so good and beautiful and stunning and strong, and I just wanted more of this strong character. And also, like... And is that thing, and I hope I'm making sense when I say this, but like, because you know the song so well, I think you imagine the video to be stronger, and it just wasn't for me. But quintessential 80s, it scored on every level.
The other thing I just happened to notice, and of course this is a midlife. I say that a lot. Middle-aged lens.
Yes,
is the record industry.
Yeah.
Is very prominent in this. Like, she's sitting in this, like,
boardroom
with the records behind her, and appears to be angry.
Yeah.
And I just can't help but think about what's happening today in the industry with, like, Taylor Swift and Beyonce and all this. They're just such powerful women in the industry, and that wasn't always the case.
Right.
And it almost feels like a political statement looking at it now.
Yeah. Well, she puts on a black glove. She's wearing a black glove. And it's like, it's very aggressive and strong, and I think those are the best parts of the video.
Agreed.
Any other notes?
No. I don't have any other notes on this, do you?
I do not. So let's dive right in.
Yeah.
So Here Comes the Rain Again. This is really interesting. This was released a year later on January 12th, 1984. So I think on this Friday, if my calendar is right, it's the 40th anniversary of Here Comes the Rain Again.
That's so crazy.
You're welcome, world.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone should play it on Friday.
Amazing.
Here Comes the Rain Again.
Well, they've already just played it, so.
That's true.
Based on my advice.
113 million listens on Spotify. This was a top 10 hit in over 10 countries. Let's talk about then. What was your take on this video back then, Christina?
I thought it was very boring back then.
Can you see what I wrote? Boring.
Boring. Look at that. Yeah, I thought it was boring. I don't know if I watched it even more than once. And honestly, this is one of my least favorite songs from them, too.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so back then.
Yeah.
So I think it just was like, it's fine.
I love the chorus. I love, like, Talk to Me Like Lovers Do. I love that whole thing. The video was so boring then. And, of course, I'm 12. And even... Like, and it's funny because, so this was filmed in the Northern Isles of Scotland. They had the scenery. They had the props with the lanterns and all that. Mm-hmm. They just didn't make a very interesting story. They really could have done something with this. But I will... Okay, so that was then.
That was then.
Let's jump into now.
Go ahead.
My first immediate note, through my middle-age lens, this certainly didn't connect with me when I was a teenager or a 12-year-old. But... this is so clearly about depression, and it never, ever crossed my mind.
Isn't that crazy,
Isn't that
right?
Weird. I know the video by heart. The song by heart, but it never crossed my mind.
It never crossed my mind
until this video. Rewatching it. Weird.
Same. 1,000% same.
That's fascinating,
isn't it? And it's so obvious now.
It is so
Here
damn
comes
obvious.
The rain again.
Yeah.
Like. I don't know.
Yeah, and Talk to Me Like Lovers Do, and basically like cheer me up, make me feel better, like, falling on my head. Like, I mean, it's like, and like, why was that? Why have I been so dumb for decades?
But maybe, we didn't talk about depression back then.
We didn't.
And we talk about it a lot now. Yeah. So maybe that's that.
Yeah. But that was like the big middle-aged lens takeaway. But to your note about the previous video, I wrote the song as, repetitive, to say the least. And I was like, just talk to her like lovers do,
talk
please.
To her already.
It is 4 minutes and 43 seconds long. It is a long video, and quite frankly, God bless the middle-age lens, as much as it is sort of a statement about depression, and being really, and that idea of when you're depressed, of feeling almost trapped in an island by yourself, or where no one can reach you, or everyone's like, they can see you, but they can't reach you. Like with David filming filming her from afar and all that. And as compelling as that is through a middle-aged lens, it is still boring.
So I enjoyed it better now than I did as a child or teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
I appreciated a lot of the little details that she put in that I didn't notice before. Mm-hmm. The first scenes with her in like the desert or whatever, in her outfit, I loved how her outfit mirrors all that landscape. So it had like the same colors and patterns, and even like it had some like rough edges to it that kind of mimics the mountains. So I really, I noticed that right away this time, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I love that she has very little makeup, or appears to have very little makeup, and it almost made her look younger.
Yeah, I agree.
And a little bit more vulnerable, which of course kind of ties into the song a bit.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the cinematography. I was really very interested in each of the scenes, and I also loved the use of the light, and I think that that's also part of like the light and the shadows and all of that sort of tying back into that, the lyrics of the song and the depression part of it, trying to find the light, trying to go into the light, ending up in the shadows and all of that. I really, really appreciated all of that so much more than the one time I saw it before.
was just like 4 minutes and 43 seconds of it?
I actually did it because I feel like they used the light differently.
Yeah.
And I was almost following the light. And I think that was the intention of this video is like when you're depressed, you're trying to follow that light, right? You're trying to get out of the depression. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'm reading way, way too much into it.
I like your analysis.
But but I really enjoy kind of following the light, and then she's carrying the light at some point.
Yes. Yeah.
But it ends up she's in the shadows. She's not in the light. She's in the shadows. And then all along, we're seeing David recording her. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't really, I don't know where that ties in to all of this. So that was the only part that I was...
To me, it was like he can see her, but he can't reach her. Because when you're depressed, no matter what he does, if someone's depressed, you can't just cheer them up.
Right.
You know? And so, like, for example, at one point, and I like that part where he's like, balancing himself on a boat in this rocky water, trying to film her, meaning he can see her, but he can't reach her. And that I thought was really compelling.
I love that. I love that.
Did like a lot of like what you're talking about the light. Sometimes there were a couple things with the costumes where she has this big giant, and I like what you said with the monochromatic textures and the colors and all that. She has this crazy big scarf on walking around outside at one point, and it looked like she just never had like worn it before. It looked a little too off, like it looked a little too like new, and I would have appreciated, and because that's what, listen, this video is very repetitive, it's very long, so when it is long like that, it's like you start looking at, like you're saying, the details. And I wish some of the, like that scarf and a couple other things looked a little more lived in versus costumey, if that makes sense. Oh, there's something else I was going to say and I can't remember, but I really like your analysis. It makes me want to watch the video again.
Oh, that's nice. I'm inspiring you.
Yeah, but I just thought it was a bit long for 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you have any other notes?
I do. So Celine Dion, she has a song called Taking Chances. I can't remember from what year it is, but there's a part in the song where she has the chorus of this, the lyrics of it. And I was like, I wonder if that's truly like an homage to the Eurythmics. Eurythmics.
Yes!
But get this, Taking Chances was co-written by David Stewart.
Oh my gosh.
So it's totally intentional.
Isn't that great?
Yep. The Eurythmics have sold 75 million records worldwide. That does not include Annie Lennox's solo career, which I'm a huge fan of. They only won, this blows my mind.
Oh my gosh.
They have only won 1 Grammy in their entire career. And this song is like a nothing song to me. Missionary Man.
That's bizarre.
They have so many amazing songs.
Do you think they were just like too different or something? People weren't
Maybe. They weren't even nominated that many times.
That's weird.
I think they have like six Grammy nominations. It's so minor. And like I was floored by that. So they were inducted though into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just a couple of years ago, 2022.
Nice.
Year and a half ago. So it's the big moment. So as we always do on our music video revisits, we pick one music video for the vault.
The vault.
And for our Spotify playlist of the best vault videos. And the other video sadly perishes in a ball of flames, never to be seen again. We have a deal with YouTube. They have promised to destroy it. So Christina, we have to pick one. Either Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, or Here Comes the Rain Again. Which one, representing Eurythmics, makes the vault? 1, 2, 3. Sweet
Here Comes
Dream.
the Rain Again.
Why?
Honestly, I just really loved this video. Yeah. I see it as almost like a piece of art.
Wow.
And also, I feel like the meaning behind it is just so special and so unique. And Sweet Dreams, yes, it's a good video. I did like that too. But I also feel like it just doesn't have the same depth. So I was going for the depth.
So Sweet Dreams for me is the funny, because the things I kind of rolled my eyes over are the very things that makes me want to put it in the vault. Because it is that quintessential
the 80s
disconnected. The fact that it is a dream helps the storytelling. But it's all that like, let's get some cows in there. Like it's like it feels so crazy. But she And she is just, when you think of Annie Lennox, that is the visual I think most people think of, is her red hair, the stark, androgynous, powerful woman. And we need to have that represented in the vault. So
yeah,
we will turn it over to Instagram. So check out Instagram.
Yeah, I think Sweet Dreams is going to win, but
we encourage everyone to watch both of them.
Yeah, take a look at both and see what you think. And my other part of it is when you're looking at the vault, there are a lot of quintessential 80s represented. So this would be more of a unique addition to the vault. But I agree with your argument.
And you know what? I get you as well.
Oh my gosh!
I really do. If this music video was 3 minutes and 15 seconds versus almost 5 minutes, this might be a very different conversation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Friends. Well, this is very anticlimactic because
I know we didn't have any kind of.
We're at a standstill.
We are a little bit.
But that was the Eurythmics. So because of this revisit, I know with Alanis Morissette, when we revisited her videos, some of her videos, I kept listening and listening and listening. Do you think this might happen with Eurythmics or no?
I think I probably will because I do like it. Oh, and I didn't even. I wanted to mention something kind of special.
Mention it
about Eurythmics.
Yes.
See how I did that? Sweet Dreams actually has a little bit of a special place in my heart.
Tell us.
I will. Many, many moons ago,
okay,
Ryan and I went skydiving. With
yes, we did.
Tony and
Lauren. And Tony's husband. And
they made a video for all of us. Did you buy the video? We had the option.
I hate you right now. Don't you remember my video? It was awful.
Oh my God, that's right. It was terrible. You had that terrible.
So you had this freeze
I remember.
frame. So this is with my old.
Oh my gosh.
I had this. So my younger days, I had this snaggletooth. That wasn't like super awful.
No,
but
it wasn't at all.
Certain angles. I mean, a lot of people thought it was very cute, actually. But I will say this: that it's from a certain angle. It looked like my tooth was chipped.
Right.
The mother effers at this skydiving place, what they did is they would have a freeze frame right before you get on the plane, and they kept.
They would show it up. That was talk about an 80s video.
Oh my God,
right?
that was very 80s.
That's something we should revisit.
Yeah, even though that was not mid-90s, but it was very 80s.
But it would just like zoom in the framed picture. Wait, freeze framed picture would zoom in and spin around a little bit.
Do you remember what my song was?
What was your song?
Oh, sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. I'm still mad. I am still
apparently.
mad.
What was
Metallica.
Oh, that's right.
Enter Sandman. If you've ever listened to this podcast, you might know that Metallica is not it's pretty off brand for me.
So yes, you did not like
You got the cool music.
I got Sweet Dreams that made of these.
Yes, you did. My big song was Enter Sandman by Metallica. Like, it was so off brand. And the effing freeze frame was that shot of me smiling, but the angle of the picture looks like I'm missing half of my front tooth. I was so mad by this video. I mean, the skydiving footage is incredible, but I remember when I showed it to my grandmother, because that was a cool experience.
Yes.
I mean, go skydiving, people.
Yes,
it's so
super fun. Yeah.
But I would just keep the volume off. And my grandmother was like, wasn't there music? And I'm like, you don't want to hear it, Graham.
Yeah.
Like, no.
That's so funny.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, that was an interesting choice.
Please, the whole time I'm like, woohoo! Like, come on.
We should have been
When a grown man is going woohoo 12 times in a minute, like, give him, like, Cher, give him Madonna.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't ask us for our opinions on it.
Yeah, like, what kind of music do you like?
I mean, they turned it around in, like, minutes.
Yeah. So you're happy. Were you happy with that pick?
I was, but at the time, it wasn't one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I wasn't that thrilled, but it was just sort of like, again, neutral. It felt very neutral.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I was flat out mad.
But now I'm happy that I have it.
Yeah. If you could have picked your 80s skydiving song.
Well, I mean, this would be too on the nose, but like something like Free Fallin'.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
That'd be a little too on the nose. Yeah. But I would have done a little bit more hairband, probably music.
Interesting.
Not Metallica, though. Because it just doesn't have that same vibe.
Here I Go Again, Whitesnake. That would be a fun one to
that would be
skydive.
so good.
Here I Go Again, because they kept going back and showing the jumping and all that.
Right?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
What would mine be? Thanks for not asking.
If I could turn back time.
What would be? It would have to be like Cher, Madonna.
Cher,
yeah, something Cher. Just like Jesse James. Go down in flames. All right, friends.
So anyway, I'm so glad I remembered to share that story.
Oh my God, so good. Now is really. I will say a little deep cut. One of my favorite songs from them is called "The Last Time." This is funny. This was the end credits for the movie Outrageous Fortune.
Oh, funny.
With Bette Midler and Shelley Long, one of my favorite comedies back then. And it was the end credits. The Last Time. You can get it on Spotify. It's such an underrated Eurythmics song.
And that's it for our music videos.
And that's it for us and for this episode of Old Roommates.
Thank you for listening. Please remember to follow us on Instagram or YouTube, where we have our episodes as well as a little extra.
And if you have any questions about our show, any suggestions for movies we could revisit, reach out to us at oldroommatespod@gmail.com.
Thanks again for listening.
This is Brian.
And this is Christina. Until next time.